Hey, did you know that most popular day game systems like logical Asperger's, mystery method, Asperger syndrome method, and its derivatives, it means it derived from it, are failing in modern day game, especially during 2024's inflation due to the lack of social intelligence. I know it sounds crazy, right? We've been conditioned to believe that these so-called popular platform scammers systems are the key to success. But the truth is they rely on an outdated principles and also testimonial stuffing. That's right. They like to stuff their testimonial page worse than fucking turkeys. Having said that, it's all hype, testimonial stuffing. The real results, where are they? These coaches have 0 or 1 day game lay testimonials for their students in 2024, all while recycling old content from years ago as bootcamp documentaries, bencho camps. Here's the truth, that day game has changed and women have more objections than before. They have increased due to the inflation, societal shifts, and is impacting her survival value. But while other systems crumbles, my students are thriving with 56 laid-in poll testimonials in 2024 alone. This year, which gives me credibility to talk about this topic, while other coaches are testimonial stuffing with their Tinder shit, their Latin countries, their night game, and there's nothing consistent for day game. That's right. When I say consistency, I mean like more than one, which is total fucking luck. Tinder lay testimonials doesn't even count. I'm Johnny Elite, and I'm the world's best day game coach with over 556 laid-in poll testimonials for day game. Yes, they are all real. None of them are actors reading from a script, said from jealous former ABC's coaches talking shit on Discord, who will be roasted. I have 56 laid-in poll testimonials, 56 this year alone. Other coaches has 1 or 0. Posting old shit from 2021 bootcamp clips, recycling it. The other people who they have 1 lay testimonials is a tall self-proclaimed white coach who uses the mystery method derivatives. That shit does not work. But ABCs of low self-esteem gets 1 day game 1 from an easy Latin country. Yes, day game has become harder for the mystery method type of systems and others, but not for my students. So what is the secret to success in modern day game? It is the truth about why the Asperger's, mystery method, and other derivative systems are no longer works today in the dating world for a day game consistently in 2024 and 2025. It's a mystery method, Asperger's, similar type of systems out there. There's many type of systems that are like mystery method. For example, ABC's is using mystery. London Day Game is using a mystery kind of system. Open, attract, comfort, seduce, close. Even Justin Wayne, for example, was using mystery method shit. Lots of people, UMP or UFO is using mystery method shit. Lots of people use mystery method shit. It's actually very popular. The RSD shit is the mass approaching direct game, fast talking cortisol zombies. For mystery method or misery method, this is more of the approaching a lot, but using tactics, trying to close. My students don't do that. They use social skills, drill down, social calibrations, drill down, emotional control, drill down. It's just like the naturals. They don't really care what mystery has to say. Mystery method and similar system have outdated principles. It fails to address the modern challenges of day game, from heightened objections over reliance on night game or Tinder. So I'm going to share with you 3 secrets about why the truth that mystery method, the Asperger system and its derivatives no longer work in today's dating world for day game consistently in 2024. In 2025, but so far, they only have like 1 day game laid testimonial for ABCs in a Latin country, and only 1 person laid for day game for tall self-proclaimed white coaches multiple coaches. Having said that, you're going to learn how to break free from these ineffective mystery method, derivative means derived from systems. Even former ABC's coaches who basically suck shit. They have like 6 testimonials and 5 of them are in Latin countries. Come on now. None of them are day game. It's all night game shit. It's always mystery night game. And that's the thing. You're going to learn how my system achieves constant day game laid testimonials using a proven methods backed by 656 laid and post testimonials. That's right. None of them are actors, as they're so jealous. They try to dissuade people on Discord. Oh yeah, they must be actors because they look like you're reading from a script. Hey, motherfuckers, your testimonials, most of them are written. ABC's, one of their students, have written the testimonials for them. He's on the sales letter. And he's my student now. So if ABC's is doing it, maybe the apple does not fall far from the tree. If you only have 6 video testimonials and only like 2 of them or 1 of them got laid, and then you only have 6 in total, all night game, and it's mostly Latin countries, you are the problem. You're just the misery method, gaslighting Asians, standing next to women in DSR photo shoots, being a fucking passport bro, using some stupid ass fucking club promoter game you never see from open to sex, even though you posted lay pics before in your forum group. I know because I'm teaching your former students. You call actors bullshit. And those people are calling you guys out, saying that you guys have actually written, because you used to work for ABCs, written a testimonial for one of the other students. And the other guy, he was given a free course, online course, in exchange for a review, a good review on Google. So he wrote a good review for the second student. You're paying for fucking testimonials. What the fuck? All my testimonials are real. They sound kind of monotone. They're autistic people. What do you expect, huh? They're autistic. What do you expect? They're not reading from a script. They just are grateful and they try their very best to convey some points. That's all. So the only thing I tell them is just to make sure you say is 2024 and what's the date. That's all I tell them. And just fucking make a video like this and make me a video testimonial. Tell about your results and will you recommend me? That's all I tell them. If it sounds scripted, it's not scripted, because if you look at their validation videos, there's a section of videos for students. You can see on my actual playlist, and you can see if it's validated or not. I have 656 latent poll testimonials. And this person's in inner circle now. You can see the other Italian guy get all these lays as he replied, "Thank you for getting me all these results." You can see the name behind it. It's all real. And there's even students validating my student results. That means I phone the students randomly, I call them up, and then they verify. I have 2 ABC students, former students, who are willing to go and censor their face and voice, but they're willing to speak up. That not only was their bottle service that they had to pay for just to get women to hang around for optics so they can use it for their marketing. They also written a testimonial for one of the other students. They changed all the words and stuff on their sales letter for their social media post. He didn't get laid at all. It looks like he got laid. He got 0 results. Most of them have 0 results, actually. They just beat themselves up and they blame themselves for taking shitty companies like this. And it doesn't matter if their former coaches left. The apple does not fall far from the tree. It's more of the misery method style bullshit. That's the problem. My stuff is backed by 656 latent poll testimonials. Like, they gave them a free course from online course to make a good review. That's not validated anymore for ABC's reviews for misery method. But yeah, there's a lot of shady shit happening. They rewrote the testimonial. And I know what you're probably thinking, but how can I succeed if all these popular Asperger systems don't work in 2000? But then again, I'm going to show you a great way you can succeed in Daygame, even in today's tough dating environment, and get amazing results like my students. Every single Daygame video testimonial is real. They are not actors, obviously, since I have their invoices and their classmates in the inner circle sees each other as I tag them. Not to mention that they are kind of Asperger's or autistic sounding, so they talk weird. So unlike their students, mine actually gets laid for Daygame. My students show their lay pics as proof. All the screenshots, all the video testimonials, They don't show anything for the other companies. No wonder they don't censor their fucking faces. I have to censor their faces because they can get in trouble for this shit. So imagine, they fuck this woman. I don't censor her face. I don't censor my student's face. What do you think will fucking happen? These stupid coaches from ABCs, they have no idea. They have no idea because they're thinking, why do they have censor faces who were talking in here? Because some of them can validate that ABCs have been doing a lot of shady shit. So for Mr. A, I'm just going to call you Mr. A, okay? Or Mr. H. Did you know that ABCs for the other student, your classmate, right now you're like an unofficial student. You got Elite 30. If you use your Skype coaching, you're an official student. But did you know the other guy who took the coaching, right? He actually did not get laid, and he wrote a review on Google, right? Does that make sense? That's good. We'll just leave it at that, right? We won't say anything else. I'll just remove your post for you, so that way ABCs cannot see who you are. Can you find a way to remove that post? We can always talk in WhatsApp afterwards. I'll remove it afterwards. How's that? I'll find a way to remove it afterwards. So did you know there was another ABC student who told me that the review, right? The reviews were actually, he was given a product. I'm not sure, for Night Game, Daygame, Tinder or something, in exchange for a testimonial. So on the Google reviews, right, for ABCs, your former company that you went to, and you got no results. And they're using maybe a person in here. I'm not saying this is you, but maybe a person's actual face in the sales letter. If ABCs is watching this, he wants his face taken out of the sales letter. You wrote his fucking script. And he didn't say that on social media. There are people out there that's willing to speak up in the future. You cannot write, okay, this is the worst testimonial stuffing. Even their old coaches, right? I won't say their names, but they split off from ABCs. They have nothing but written testimonials and maybe 6 videos, and fucking nothing happens. 6 people got results, 5 of them from Latin countries, only 1 of them from America, from Night Game. That's it. It's like, these people should not be coaches. This is what's wrong with the misery method system. It's all a farce. It's all a scam. And if he, on a sales letter, he wants it off, in case you guys see it. He wants his face off the fucking sales letter. For real. Okay, I can remove his name afterwards, but maybe a person here, I'm not saying who, right now, they put his face on there, they changed his words, he didn't get laid from the ABC's coaching, and they made it look like it. This is unfair. This is mystery method shit. Always Tinder testimonials, Night Game Latin bottle service. He had to pay an extra $100 on top of all the other students just to get women to go around their fucking couch area just so they can take pictures of getting a kiss on the cheek or whatever the fuck. That's not fucking like results. That's optics. And not to mention their former coaches. They're like, oh, I'm around all these hot women. Okay, we never seen an approach to lay. They're like, oh, we have it from Night Game. No, you don't. That's like some fucking 2018 shit. You have some old shit. Who knows if it's from Tinder or not? We never seen anything from open to close. Both the students can confirm it, or you can look into it. But however, saying that he wants his name off the fucking sales letter, that is fair because he didn't get laid. You rewrote the stuff. If you rewrite the stuff, that's faking testimonials. If the other student who got 2 lays and with 2 redheaded white girls from ABC's former student, and he had to write a good review because they gave him a free product, technically you're giving him something monetarily to write a good product. So he wrote the best review he could on the Google, but that means he given everybody. So I want to say to the person that's in the chat, you can always delete the message. Yes or no? Did they actually make you write a Google review and they give you like something free for it? Like some kind of incentive? Because that's the misery method. If that's the case, that's really unethical. Anyways, their coaches or their former coaches only has DSLR photo ops now these days with women. Maybe they're a club promoter. Who knows? If they're a club promoter, then women wants to be around them. So it's easy to get a picture like that. But that's proof. How do you meet? Oh, yeah, I met at Night Game. It's like, okay, that's great you said that, but do you have any proof? No? But but they're always in a Latin country or Eastern European, but mostly Latin countries. It should be called ABCs of third world countries. That's the problem. You don't know what type of women, how they got there, because now these days with the misery method systems, no, that is crazy. So there's a person here, I'm not saying who, look around, that ABCs actually made him, they say, can I use this screenshot? They change his fucking words. He never actually said that. He cannot even speak out loud. That's why he's deleting his message. They're afraid. But I want to say ABCs. This person, which I may remove afterwards from the chat, he is under my protection now. You want to act like a bunch of mob bosses and they're afraid of, the students are afraid because they're all stuck and they blame themselves? Guess what? There's a bigger mob boss in town. It's called Johnny Elite, the world's best day game coach. This student now is under my protection. I will get him laid for day game no matter what. No matter what. Right away as fast as possible. As soon as he joins Elite 60 or 3MP, whatever. But the fact that you wrote his testimonial for him, change all the words, and then post on your sales letter, these Asians are vulnerable because they don't want to speak up. They're afraid. But they don't have to be afraid because Johnny Lee is here to protect all of you guys. You want to go through him? You got to go through me first, motherfuckers. Both the students over there and former ABC students, so they're not actors, they're real people. Former ABC students are under my protection. All the students that have been gaslighted and got zero results with them. So many of them have zero results consistently. It cannot be a coincidence. And now they're counting Tinder as testimonials, as a fucking lay count. Doesn't fucking count. Here's the thing. Is it even day game? Is it night game? Is it like some fucking setup clout game, Instagram game? Who the fuck knows how the woman got there? So the first secret is that the Asperger logical mystery method and its derivatives used by other coaches fail to deliver on consistent results in day game due to a lack of social intelligence. That's right, for 2024. Data shows that these systems have either 1 or 0 like testimonials. 0 for romantic sexual flirt systems with alcohol maxing, just posting some old shit from 2019 or 2021. Or you have 1 from tall self-proclaimed coaches where they say, you got to say, can I meet you real quick? You got to DHV it. You got to touch it. You got to sexualize it. You got to set up dates to the all that stuff is fucking wrong. And then they say, well, 3-second rule, look at my results. Where the fuck are your day game results? Go to a cab? I've never seen any proof from open to sex. Oh, but you can't do that because it's illegal. Oh, just fucking show something. Show something. You can't just have a bunch of poll videos and we don't know afterwards and we assume because you're white, you must be good. I'm talking about multiple coaches, not 1. I've never said that. Then you have ABCs, it only has 1 in a fucking Latin country, either Peru or either Mexico. My student got 5 from there, even though he got laid with a white girl in Toronto before that, before he went on vacation. Big fucking deal. He got laid in 1 to 6 approaches each after taking Kaizen for 3 months to proficiency bundle. I'll change the name in the future to 1 year of total mastery or something like that. So mystery method can only produce 0 or 1. That's it. 0 or 1. You're like, of students late in day game. That's impossible, but that's really how bad they are. Their reliance on night game or Tinder exposes a lack of true skills when tested in modern dating scenarios. The big idea here is that the mystery method no longer works for day game in the face of the 2024 inflation, even 2023. Societal changes this year. A hard year. High interest rates. Now they try to drop it a little bit, but it was very high in the beginning. And tall self-proclaimed coaches that only gets 1 student late for day game and they're somehow an expert. Oh, you're a late count, whatever. That's a fucking body count. Tinder doesn't count. Indians can swipe for you from India and then change the country, use your profile, and then send you say stuff like, oh yeah, what are you looking for on Tinder? And if she says relationships, I'm looking for the same thing. We should actually meet, like, what's your WhatsApp number? And then they switch over to WhatsApp and they continue from there. And that's how they get their lay. So the Indian can actually send the other guy the phone number. Here's the phone number, boss. Here's the phone number, boss. And it's like, all right, thank you. I got the phone number, right? I'll text her and then I'll go for the lay. I'll add the lay count. That's a body count. That's not pickup if an Indian can pick up for you. If you can send an Indian out there on Tinder and pick up for you. Or on Tinder, you can use like fucking AI images. Like, for example, this is probably some kind of AI image or something in this program, right? So the background has changed. These days, AI is so good, they can map your face and it looks very realistic that you travel to all these countries and you have all this clout. AI is that good now. You can literally take a picture like that. Like, this is not my background. This sofa is here, but you can't see it, right? You can literally take an AI image and put your body on it and they rendered you. You can't tell the difference. Now, women on Tinder are going to think that's real. And then they get a lay from it. Is that a lay count? Because you changed the background images? That's not pickup. Pickup is a lay count. Even women that opens their legs, they're 23 years old, they're already banging like 80-something guys around that age. They open their legs, they're narcissist. Is that a lay count or is that a body count? It sounds more like a body count to me. So none of their fucking student results, they got 50 or 100 lays. Nope, they got 50 to 100 body counts. That's the misery method. They have no fucking solutions for Daygame. Yeah, but Daygame, night game. Daygame and Tinder. Results are results. Well, we can say seeking arrangements is results. Or just gaming women on Craigslist and pretending to pay them is results. That's not results. Or doing job scams, right? Like, for example, you say, we're doing the acting exercise. You can join or whatever. That's what Justin Wayne did. If that's the case, then anything counts. That's bullshit. There's a skill level behind it. Daygame is 20 out of 35. Looks out of 10, money out of 5, status out of 10. They'll never want to admit it because they're status maxing. Social skills, 2.5. Social calibrations, 2.5. Emotional control, 2.5. Game, 2.5. 20 out of 35. Automatic fucking lay. Night game. Night game is 15 out of 35. Night game is loud. The music. Doof, 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 doof. And you can barely even talk to each other. You're like, hey, I really think that's interesting about you. She's like, what? I think you have a nice haircut. They can't even fucking hear each other. How can you have social skills if you have to yell super fucking loud? How are you supposed to have emotional control and be chilled as a capybara? You can't fucking be chilled. So therefore, fucking night game is 15 out of 35 to get over that line. This is why these misery method coaches, they can get students late from pickup from night game, but not day game. And what's even worse is when you have these ABCs and former coaches going right over to those fucking Latin countries so they can boost their money status advantage from their high status job, thorough money status advantage, high status job, lifestyle from their Instagram. That's what they're trying to do. They have an exotic advantage. So they have 4 points plus being Asian 5 points. They only needed 12 points to get over that line. They go to a fucking Latin country in one day. They just have to open their Tinder, put in some decent pics, and start swiping. In one day, they have 800 matches. But if you have 800 matches by having good pictures, why do you need to pay a company like ABC's to go overseas? Why not just go there your fucking self and start swiping? Hopefully you don't get scopimined by Colombians. They're dangerous as shit over there. They like to drug people. But if that's the case, this is the best of ABCs and the misery method. They only got one student late for a day game because they're lucky and they have a lot of popularity, but just one means it's just luck. ABCs are low self-esteem Asians. If they can only get laid from using Tinder in a Latin country, what's the big deal? With a high status job, high status lifestyle, Instagram, thorough money status advantage, exotic advantage, however it's saying that. In 2024, it's harder because women have more, they're affected by the survival value. So if the inflation was affecting women's state of mind, they're going to give more objections. Just like they're affecting your state of mind for the poor PUAs, the ones who have no money, level 1 types. So it's affecting your mindset. And of course it affects your mindset because, you're in survival mode. If you look at the Maslow hierarchy of needs, if you don't have social skills, social calibrations, emotional control, how are you supposed to even control these aspects of your life? You're going to be in survival mode, bench holding. Women's survival values impacted, economic shifts, and increased objections. The reason why women have more objections is not just logistical objections like night game. Women have more objections in day game. So every single time you try to approach a day game Women never wants to insta-date with you ever in 2024, unless you're my student. Women don't even want to get your number. They just tell you they have a boyfriend. That happens a lot in Western countries in 2024, if you guys have noticed. But not for my students. When they're dressed whitewash, they all wear exactly the same dress shirt, exactly the same pants. So if women are giving more objections, right, then these systems cannot overcome it. Because you don't have to deal with logistical objections like seating the poll. Who gives a fuck if you seat the poll? That doesn't have anything to do with anything. Because you're only dealing with logistical objections. It was sexualized because it was night game before. Women have a sexual expectation if they go home with you. If you try to do that shit in day game and you deal with logistical objections, you're still friend zoned and she leaves. It's not like you'll get her back home anyways with these misery method systems. Good luck. You won't even get a fucking insta date with it. I mean, if other coaches can't even post 2024 bootcamp documentaries because they don't have any. But where's their 2023 stuff during the 2023 inflation? Doesn't exist. Misery method derivatives. Ridiculous. So these coaches, they gravitate towards night game or Tinder because these require fewer skills, 15 out of 35, 12 out of 35 in areas like social calibrations or emotional control. This is important because day game is 20 out of 35 to get laid. Looks out of 10, money out of 5, status out of 10, which can be raised by 4 points if you status max. Social skills, social calibrations, emotional control, game, 2.5 points each. Fucking Tinder is out of like 12 out of 35. Come on now. Night game, 15 out of 35. So the rest, they don't have social skills with mystery method. His monotone, logical ass. He has no emotional control in a loud, drunk nightclub. Tinder has none of those things. Having said that, the second secret is that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Former ABC's coaches with their 6 laid testimonials is their total highlights of their ineffectiveness of their system. Most of these results come from night game. Actually, all of the results came from night game for those coaches in fucking Latin countries, except for one in the United States night game, where they claim the student got engaged. But this is just a fucking written testimonial again. How do we know that's true if there's not a video testimonial stating it? How do we know? They accuse me of scripting their test. No, you're scripting your student results. I don't even believe any of it is true, in my opinion, allegedly, for your students. My students do talk that autistic. It's like, oh, they talk like they're not reading from a script. My students are super autistic. Let's look at the evidence, how my students actually talks, like to roast these stupid coaches. So I have a section over here that validates my 650 plus laid and poll testimonials. You can look it up here. Okay, you cannot see it with this thing in the background, but I will play one of the interviews. Tell me if the student sounds Asperger's or not. This is what they talk like.
Maybe he's busy at work. I don't know, but he works a lot.
So I'm going to call this student out of nowhere. Okay, listen.
Yeah. Did you get rid of all your mental trauma? Yeah. Do you think that black pill is stupid? Absolutely stupid. What's around anyways? Just all the cringe shit that they do. It's just ridiculous. Are you sure that? No. Wait. Before you say anything, right? In case they have surveillance cameras and shit, right? You never know.
He's at work, so.
Testimonial you posted. It was the same day like. Okay. Somebody's asking you, how many approaches did you take to get that same day leg during that day? Was it like, can you give me a number? Yeah. Was it like 5? No, how many approaches?
He doesn't even know how to fucking speak properly. You see that? These people are super autistic.
No, student, right? Do they use the same hybrid opener? Yeah. Am I exaggerating this? No. Does anyone ever go direct in the coaching? No. Does everyone has the same fashion? Yeah. The same whitewash hairstyle.
See, he can barely fucking speak.
Yeah. Is it true that although you look quite normal, a lot of the Indian students in our group, they're kind of skinny fat? Loose skin? Yeah. Yeah. So, lot of bit of a body fat. It's due to cortisol. So that's not some bullshit. That's actually true. That's true. What else do you guys want to know? How many times is like he looks at it? I think overall, I think almost every second couple before the pandemic was Asian women, white guys. Is that correct? There's many. It's not bullshit. We're not exaggerating, right? When you talk about the trauma, they didn't believe it at first. Yeah, just come to Vancouver. You could see it for yourself. Yeah, literally. It's traumatic. Yeah, I've been traumatized too. I didn't tell you guys.
So you can see how they speak like, right? My students are really Asperger's like. And when we hear is actually video testimonial, they have no right to falsely accuse people like that. They say, oh, it sounds like reading it from a script. No, this guy wasn't even scripted. He talks like that. Let's hear what he really sounds like for this Indian guy. Let's hear what he sounds like on his testimonial, if it sounds similar. Monotone.
I did want to make a video testimonial regarding my recent lay, and all credits are due to John Elite. His teaching and his coaching are beyond any other.
So they might say like, oh, he's reading from a script, but he's not reading. Like, that's how he fucking talks. Like, monotoned, takes like too much Asperger's for thinking. Does that make sense? They talk autistic. So when they say that, oh, the students sound like they're reading from a script, no, they're just autistic sounding. Listen.
Coaches or any other products out in the market.
See?
So I met this lady at the mall, and this was my 5th approach of the day. Oh, I got soft rejections before, and then when I...
They talk exactly the same fucking thing. That's a false accusation on ABC's part. And let's look at another student, how monotone did they talk like. But this is just to debunk the ABC's false accusation. If you motherfuckers talk shit about me on Discord, dissuading people, trying to say my testimonials or actors are fake, even though I have their fucking invoices, you know, defaming my name, saying false things that are not true. At least they have lay pics. At least they actually have proof. I have their invoices. I have all the proof beyond a shadow of a doubt, assholes. You guys don't post proof of your students. You write their fucking testimonials. You write for them. And you post a picture of them and you write what they say. That's like the lowest form of testimonials for their former coaches. How the fuck are you able to get clients besides just standing next to women? Is that your like thing? By being a club promoter, you just stand next to women and just claim all these results? Well, how do we know that? We never seen from open to sex. We had never seen that. Next one. Let's hear the next guy. Another Indian guy, Asperger's.
How's everyone doing today? So today is April 17th. Yesterday on April... Huh?
That's his testimony.
That was on the women, right? All the lay pics, everything is all real. That's his name there. Okay, I think beyond a shadow of a doubt, right? All the students are saying exactly the same thing. They're getting laid in 1 to 6 approaches. Number 2, the students are getting women above their looks level.
Let's hear what he said.
To like, here's what I claim, okay? Is this true? That I don't believe in just trying to use like muscle maxing and then escalating super hard in the bedroom with alcohol and all that shit. But what I'm trying to say is that what I do advocate is that for Indians, do not look like a different race. Well, he looks, right? He looks like Latino. So,
come on.
And he's bald. And that guy, that Canadian. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, so for him, when he dressed...
Gotta speak more.
Coaches in his...
Maybe later on his speaking.
That's what becomes a zombie. So what is the opposite? How do you reverse this? Well, you take the supplement to decrease your ADHD. And we can't tell him what it is, but there is a supplement, yes.
You can hear his voice, right?
Yes. What happens next when you start to take the supplement and you start drilling it correctly? What happens? You build the skills to go do it in film. Okay, so when you build the skills, does your self-esteem go up or go down? What happens to yours? You
see the way he talks? Yeah, I'm speaking like this, a little monotone. One note goes up. You see that? You see that? That's how they talk like in real life. They talk exactly the same in their testimonials. So when ABC starts just saying, like, oh, this is scripted. This is not a scripted video here. I called them.
Okay, so skills equals belief. Or maybe even belief can give you more skills, but either way, they work with each other, basically. And by you focusing, right, being teachable and changeable, it also raises the skills for the point. So if the skills go up, right, you start believing in yourself. You don't quit. Yeah, you don't quit. That's the last one. What else? You get results. You also will follow my instructions, which is the wrong path, the sociopath. The opposite is actually listening to what Johnny Lee says instead of doing it your way. And the last one is the half-assing, the laziness. You become less voices. So you mean one of those big plates on each side? Yeah. Okay, so it's not super heavy, right? Because I see guys like lifting 3 or maybe 6. You're not super strong. This size matter, especially for maintaining. No, absolutely not. Just fuck them and invite them back out again the next day. And that's what you're gonna do. That's what I'm telling you. Get her back out, watch another movie, and fuck again. Don't go out there on another date. Don't be boyfriend, girlfriend frame. Just get her over, watch a movie, okay? You're gonna invite her over, okay? Next time. You're gonna start watching.
Yeah, he didn't invite her over after he banged her. This is after his same-day lay. Same-day lay in the United States is monotone motherfucker. You're like, no way. Yeah, this Indian guy. And you heard his voice, right? If ABC says, oh, it looks like he's reading from a script, that's how he talks like. They're Asperger's. Most of my students are autistic. You're like, really? Yeah, they're all like autistic people. Or the Asperger's. Let's hear what his video testimonial kind of sounds like. So if that's the case, and all the students, they kind of sound like autistic, well, then they're just jealous. The former ABC coaches are jealous people. They need to shut the fuck up, stop defaming me by falsely accusing. Let's hear his testimonial, and let's hear how he sounds like, if he sounds the same. See? Same thing.
Hey, how's everyone doing today? So today is April 17th. Yesterday, on April 16th, I had a same-day lay with a mixed Latino. She was mixed between Puerto Rican and Mexican. So the story goes that before I went to go Daygame,
they talk like that. They're just talking like that in front of the camera. They're just socially uncalibrated. You see that? He sounds exactly the same as when I call him. The same fucking voice. That's how they talk like, you fucking idiots. ABCs, the reason why they say, oh, why are you covering their face? I'm covering their face because they got laid. They have lay pics, and I have to cover it so they don't get in fucking trouble. I don't get in trouble. Everybody fucking is happy. It's a win-win-win-win situation. There are no problems with it. Idiots, listen to him.
went to go get a haircut that John recommends. And if you're thinking about being one of John's students, he'll recommend a certain type of haircut that you should get. Not only that, but he also recommends the outfit that you should.
I can get autistic and Asperger people laid. That's my specialty. Nobody else can do it. Like over and over. I teach these people. They don't have to sound perfect. They can sound super autistic. As long as they have the social skills flow drill, the whitewash fashion, the body language, emotional control, enough of the whitewash tonality, they get laid. They don't even... I mean, aeroscience is great. Maneuver, sexualized, objections, looping. But you don't need as much of that if you have the other three.
Where during Daygame. So after I went and got my haircut, I went to the mall where I saw her.
That's exactly how he talks. Like, I went to the mall, haircut. And then when you look at this other student, right, who's Asian, right, they must have thought, well, this guy sounds like this guy who got 2 lays, right, from the United States. They probably thought, well, this guy sounds, he's a guy with a bald head, the Vietnamese guy. You hear that? So his testimony.
Result I want. I have done direct game, indirect game, and pretty much everything out there for.
The reason he talks like that is because he's a fucking engineer. He lives in the same area as the headquarters of ABC's, and he's able to get laid in Las Vegas and able to get laid in Vancouver after one approach. They all talk monotone. Don't you see that? How is this? Like, this is a false accusation. If you motherfuckers ever say, oh, they're actors or whatever, no, fuck you. Fuck you, because I got ABC students over here that want their faces off your fucking sales letters. And you motherfuckers are the actors with your, women in your fucking DSLR photo shoots, whatever the fuck. You have no proof from open to sex. Second of all, you've written all your testimonials. ABC's written, one of the guys in here in this chat, testimonials. They've written the words on the social media post. For my other ABC student, they have given him a free product in exchange for a Google review. So all the Google reviews are fake news. You're like, really? They're all fake news. They didn't get laid, but they give a good review, but they get a free product. Why did they get a free product? The only thing you get is just a good job from me. That's all I say is good job. You don't get shit from me if you get laid. I just ask you politely, this is protocol, show me all the lay pics, show me the video, make me a video testimonial. Just make sure you put the fucking date so they know it's during the inflation. That's it. That's it.
About 5 years or so, and I got no result whatsoever.
I had to remove the pauses. That's the only thing I changed. This guy will pause for so long because there's a part of the brain in the middle called corpus callosum. If they're engineers, the wiring, right, does not connect that well together for corpus callosum. Get it? It's really weak around here. So if the brain is very weak and they don't have a strong interconnection signal, then when they're thinking and then they get emotional and they're thinking, they're bench holding, right? Then they speak slower. They like to pause a lot. A lot of these guys, these pickup artists, day gamers, these autistic guys, this guy's Asperger's. Most people that have Asperger's syndrome, they're very monotone. They speak in such a way, it's like, hey, I speak like this and only one note is up and long pauses, more cortisol, corpus callosum issue. And then they continue speaking. Pause again, pause. And then they continue speaking, oh, blah, 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 blah. Pause. That's how they fucking speak. It's not like he has no fucking script. He just fucking speaking and he's smiling because he's so happy after his 2 fucking lays, thinking he's a god. These students get laid even though that monotone. Exactly. They even get laid with that fucking monotone, right? Tonality is only like 2.5 points for the emotion category. Just 2.5 points. So even if they have a perfect whitewash tonality, it only raises by 1 point. But if they have like emotional control, that's 2 points. Get it? If they have emotional impact, then that's 2.5. Get it? It's that simple. If you have the inflation affecting you guys and it's affecting your state of mind, guess what happens? Your voice will start to sound like you're sighing at the end. You know what's great about this? You know what great, John? That depressed sigh at the end. Women can hear that and they'll disqualify you. Women can hear the long fucking pauses. That's why my students are not allowed to pause when they talk like mystery. Pausing all the time because they're Asperger's, because they have to think. The cortisol stops their brain. But they're monotone, they still get laid. Because this guy has exactly the same dress shirt as me right now, as you can see. Kind of. The same fucking dress shirt, same fucking blazer, same fucking pants, same fucking shoes, everything. It works as whitewash husband material. Don't mind the haircut. And this guy has no hair, right? So, see, it's bald. This monotone fucking Asian.
Will discover John. Now, I have bought his products, and I have recently completed one of his bootcamp. It was definitely.
They all talk like that. All the fucking Asians, they all talk the same. I don't know why they talk like that. But this other guy does not talk like that. But other people, they talk like that. Listen to my Latino student. I think he's autistic, you know? But, hey, guys.
Okay, I'll call one student, okay? I'll call one student, and you can hear whether or not my coaching is real or fake, okay? Then you can confirm it for yourself. I just texted him. This is completely...
Yeah, this is random. I could call him again.
Planned, right?
No, I'm just random.
Just random. They're super jealous because every single student they have, my one is better. They show an Indian bald student, my one gets married. They show a white student, mine has 10 fuck buddies. So don't say any of the students' name, but have you seen any of the lay pics before? When I post an inner circle, whenever students get laid, yes or no? Is that true?
Exactly, I'm the inner circle and what's up with you.
That's right. And that's uncensored too, so you know which student from the inner circle. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Is there any chance I ever faked any of these video testimonials or testimonials you've seen? You've been with me for a long time.
No, it's not fake. I've been knowing you for years.
Exactly. And you also got results too. You also got results too. Am I right? Yeah, exactly. I got so many dogs, man. So much results over the years.
See how they talk like? They're kind of monotone. They're kind of like full of cortisol. You can see their lay pics. I'm not sure if you can see here, but you could sneak it up in the camera. Fuck. But it's all full of lay pics and stuff. As I have the proof. This is beyond a shadow of a doubt that they got laid.
Obviously, yeah.
Did you ever have 2 girlfriends before? At the same time?
Of course.
Monotone.
Yeah, of course.
Did you ever have a girlfriend and a white fuck buddy at the same time? Yeah. So, if that's the case, right? So every single thing, every single screenshot, you seen them before they're censored. You see all their names, everything. Nothing is even fake at all. Like, there's zero chance. So what do you want to say to the people out there that are on the fence and they're just not training with me because maybe the inflation is expensive? What do you have to say to these people?
Understand that the inflation is here, but life, it's very important, and you should do something about it.
So you guys can hear what he sounds like normally, right? Let's hear what his video testimonial sounds like, okay? Then we can compare it. And you realize that, oh, they sound like actors. No, they talk like that. They all fucking talk exactly like that. Believe it or not, you're like, really? They all exactly talk like that. So, let's hear it.
This is me again.
See?
With another testimonial of a recently, and
Lots of pausing, right? The same shit. Monotoned. Autistic sounding.
August last week, so August 7, and this is a chick that was meeting her friends, and they approach her, talk for a little bit, and have an instant hangout, not a date, hangout.
So if all these students are getting laid, their points are super high. It's just the whitewash tonality only affects like 1 point or something. But talking slower can also improve the emotional points too. Don't you get it? By slowing down, you don't freak women out because the faster you talk, the more it looks like you're going to interrupt her. Then she's going to think that you're used to being interrupted. So that's behavioral game. I'll say this again in case for some people that don't get it. If you talk super fast and you have a bunch of pauses, women are going to think you're used to being interrupted. So therefore, they will automatically reject you because they say this guy has no value. But that gives you more points by slowing down, and the students are taught how to speak without any sort of pauses. They almost just talk through the pauses, and that's a big secret because if you can slow down and remove all the pauses, ABC's former coaches are now taking notes. Okay, tell the students to remove all their pauses and don't talk too fast. It's not enough. You also need to have a whitewash tonality, which raises the points, but you also need to take ashwagandha and other things to stabilize the cortisol in the system. The reason why they're pausing all the time is because of the cortisol hitting their nervous system, shutting it down, and their corpus callosum is processing with a slower speed. You see that? That's how you get the attention, by removing the pauses. These are secrets I should not be teaching you guys. This is top secret. I should not be teaching you guys this kind of stuff that is reserved for my students. This is a huge golden nugget. ABCs don't know that. They thought they had some good clips, or their former coaches for Daygame. They say, oh, we have better clips teaching students. Excuse me, that was the most autistic thing. They only got Insta-Date the most. They have no results in New York over there when they're teaching in New York. They got fucking demolished. Because these guys have no idea. They're autistic too. They're autistic, and that's why they love night game. They love Tinder. They love going to Latin fucking countries of Latin shitholes. So if all the students, they talk kind of autistic, right? Then guess what? They are autistic. So what's the big deal? They all talk the same. Listen to this. Here's my 55-year-old student before. He's 52 before. He got a same-day lay with a 21-year-old 8.5 out of 10 stunner. And he's like 50 in his fucking 50s for Daygame wearing the same outfit. And he talks like a fucking monotone fucking zombie. Listen.
My first week after the second round of Kaizen training with John Elite.
Pause. See that? Same fucking thing, cortisol.
And it worked. Again.
Monotone. Pause.
After the first week of training, I had already pulled and had sex with a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
Who was a clear 8.5 in looks.
Yeah, I have the picture. I have the lay audio too. I didn't post it because I don't understand German. If we're posting something we should not be posting.
In my book, with myself being a 3 on a good day.
They don't like, they may be monotone on their testimonials, but they have to practice how to speak like a whitewashed person over and over. Like they're drilling down the whitewash tonality nonstop. But during the testimonial time, during that time, they might lose a little bit of their skill, but they try to get as much as that whitewash tonality as possible. My Pakistani mentor, he talks whitewash. You know, white people have different variation to their voice when they start speaking. It can go up and down in different notes. UMP is like, oh yeah, you shouldn't talk like that. Why do Canadians talk like that? More like, fuck you. That's how naturals talk like. They all talk the same way. They have expressiveness in their voice. They sound like a white person. And that's how they're able to bypass the xenophobia if they're a minority. Because my Pakistani mentor with dark skin, very dark skin, as soon as he starts speaking like a white guy, they automatically don't assume that he is like Pakistani. His brown skin disappears. So that's what they don't understand.
Therefore, I recommend you take the training with John. If you want something real to happen in your dating life, and so far, you have not found the right person to do it.
Yeah, they all talk like that.
52-year-old man can close.
So if they all talk like that, right? Then what the fuck? Even this black student who stabbed me in the back, just like ABCs, start talking shit like, I'm better than John as a coach. No, you're not. It's like, oh, I got 4 girlfriends, right? It's like, well, it's not even in Dubai where you claim it is, but let's hear his voice if it's Asperger's.
Hi everyone, I wanted to make this video
Monotone, logical.
Because it's effectively the best game coach in the system, in the game.
See?
Today. I've been in the game for a long time, more than 15 years, but John was still able to help me. I explain why now. The thing is, I used to get a few results before the corona hit, but when the corona hit, I lost my job, I lost my friends, and...
They all talk like that. You see that? They're all fucking monotone Asperger. Look at this other student. Oh, they're all the fucking same. Engineer.
Asian from Southeast Asia that immigrated from there to the US.
See?
So currently I'm working in the US as a software engineer.
Yeah, a fucking engineer, right? Here's a lay pics in there, but censored is fine.
And, you know, typical engineers, I was a very unsociable person, very logical, couldn't do small talk at all, very boring, very monotonous person. So didn't know how to talk to girls at all. But after going through John's program, just 2 weeks of it, not even the full thing yet, I was able to get laid with a white girl.
You see that? They're so fucking monotone, these engineers. And there's other engineers in here too. They all talk the same. So you can't blame them. Here was a former ABC student. Another one. Got no result.
I just want to say that for those of you who's thinking about taking this boot camp, it's highly recommended you take it because you will see results for sure if you take his boot camp. I saw results. In a matter of 5 or 6 days, I was able to get.
This guy, I don't think he's like Asperger's. He could be a little bit on the autistic side, but just a tiny bit on the spectrum. But this guy, his voice go up and down for Asian. But he got laid on the boot camp.
3 lays, 1 instant date, and a phone number from this Russian girl that could have converted. Unfortunately, I had to fly back home the next day, so I ran out of time. I couldn't do it. But having said that,
here's another student. I'm not sure if he's Asperger's, but he's Asian in Vietnamese. Maybe. He doesn't have Asperger's job.
5'5", super skinny, studying in university in London. And I decided to buy his program.
They all talk like that.
Because before I was just going out all the time, being really direct with girls and never working out. They would just flip or...
They all talk like that. Not all of them, most of them. See?
I've first been
Here's a Filipino guy.
with my dating lifestyle now. I have a regular weight that I see once in a while, and I can say I'm very happy with where I'm at in terms of
They're autistic. So yeah, they all talk like that. Like a lot of the Asians, they talk the same. There's another ABCs of attraction former victim. They still fucking talk like that. Oh, they sound like they're reading a script. They're not reading a fucking script. They're Asians or they're fucking Asperger's or autistic.
Looking in a positive way, just by that myself. And then that
Yeah, they all sound kind of similar. Let's see. Here's another guy. He's a logical job.
Apply RSD concepts for so long, approaching people but getting no results, and seeing people who don't even know game do better than me. I guess it made me really suicidal. I just wonder like, what the hell's wrong with me, and why am I in this situation? And like, what can I be doing?
They're all dressed exactly the same dress shirt, same everything. You see that? Same dress shirt, same haircut. Everyone has the same template as Johnny Elite. If that's the case, then this is that template that works. ABCs and their former coaches have no idea what they're talking about. They all sound autistic. They all pause when they talk. They all just fucking monotone. And they're full of cortisol due to Asperger's or autism. If that were the case, then shut the fuck up. You guys have no proof whatsoever. You're just standing next to women. You just have written testimonials and only 6 video ones, and you only have like 6 people results in the fucking Latin countries, 5 of them. One of them you claimed is from the United States that is engaged. Well, good for him. I got many students married from the United States for real, actual proof. So, stupid. These people have no idea what they're talking about. Most of the results from them come from Night Game in Latin countries. So, let's talk about the next thing, right? I got a little bit off topic. The second secret is that the apple does not fall far from the tree, as I was saying, with ABCs and their former coaches with 6 lay testimonials in total highlight the ineffectiveness of their system. Most of the results came from Night Game in Latin countries. The fuck? Not Daygame. You need a new opportunity to train here. And the dynamics in these regions favor foreign status maxing exotic advantage over skills. That's right. The main thing to understand here is that this engagement raises questions. It's possible that the women were motivated by reasons beyond attraction, like securing a green card through their marrying their students if they're a fucking Latin shithole country. Like, really? Well, if they have a student married from a Latin country, maybe she wants a green card. This is just my opinion, right? Allegedly, I don't know. But it's a shithole country. When you have such status maxing, you have like fucking high status job, high status lifestyle, thorough money status advantage, exotic advantage. Why always in a fucking Latin country? No wonder their stuff is not transferable to the United States with these former ABC coaches. They should not be teaching United States people because so far they got nobody laid for Daygame over there. Nobody, 0. You can't even get a fucking Insta date. Like you did get a fucking Insta date and that's the best results. And they think that, oh, I got better videos for Daygame than Johnny Elite. Where, motherfucker? Where? The students didn't get laid. They got a fucking Insta date at most. And somehow you're experts. Fuck you. The apple does not fall far from the tree. ABCs, fucking Latin countries, Tinder bullshit. At least you didn't post Tinder bullshit. Night Game bullshit. Come on now. Always fucking Latin tours, right? Why always Latin tours, guys? Why Latin tours? Mystery method derivatives. Why Latin tours? Why Latin tours? Why third world country advantages? Why Latin tours? Stupid. Stupid. And that's the thing. It's all in fucking night game in Latin countries. It does favor foreigners with the thorough money status advantage. This approach reveals a fundamental flaw in their systems, particularly when it comes to day game. This proves the point of 15 out of 35 concept for night game. They can't even fucking teach day game as they only got it into date the most, as I said, for their students in New York. I mean, so many students that are Asians and Latinos and whatever got laid in fucking New York for my students. Fuck you. Not only is ABC's a low self-esteem holding Asians back, mentally hostage, with their inner game transformation of Tinder, not a lay count, body count, these DSLR coaches, like one of their coaches, always standing next to women with no proof that they even approached them. And they're giving opinions as facts. They're getting interviewed, and then they're saying, this is how great they are. Well, how do we know that you didn't use fucking Instagram, clout maxing in Latin countries to get, like, let's say, hypothetically, they say that's the girlfriend, and she's decent looking. How do we know it's not some fucking set-up clout game, promoter game, where you have a bunch of status in the third world country, and then in the United States, like, let's say you do that over there, another Eastern European or another fucking Latin country. So how do we know that they're just not a club promoter, right? And this is just optics, hanging around with women. It may be occasionally sneaking in the kiss. No, I'm just saying I don't see any proof. Maybe they get a kiss occasionally, in my opinion. I'm just asking a question. Even if they posted lay pics before in the ABC's forum group, their students have seen. But how do we know that it was from Night Game? It's not Tinder or some set-up clout game, promoter game, Instagram. We don't fucking know. I'm glad that you got the lay over there, but where does it come from? There's no fucking proof. Who knows? It could be social circle game or a clout setup game social circle. How do we know? How do we know? This is the problem when you have these DSLR coaches, the newest trickery. They'll stand next to women with a bunch of advice videos these days, these new DSLR coaches, and they'll give advice paying the women to be there. I'm not saying that happens with ABC's company. Maybe they're just like club promoter, social circle shit. But lots of these kind of trickery. Look at Matt Artisan, for example. He's in fucking Colombia and in Mexico and places. He's hanging around with women, making approaches. They're filming some videos, some DSLR pictures. These Facebook coaches are all DSLR coaches, by the way. They have a perfect camera, perfect setup. Women will not want to show up in your fucking pictures unless you have high fucking status or you paid for them. You think banging a woman is going to be like, oh yeah, let's go in front of it, dating coaches, whatever. Unless they're the girlfriend and they're obligated, but they're not going to fucking show their face. They're not going to fucking show their face and parade to the world that they opened their legs. Don't be fucking stupid. They'll never fucking do that. So this is some kind of status, Maxon. So if it doesn't connect from open to sex, at least show it once. Now, I don't trust a single fucking thing they say. How do we know they're not in the fucking third world country using seeking arrangements or some shit? Or some club promoter shit? How do we know? We don't fucking know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying my opinion, allegedly. How do we not? This means ABC's, that company, only produced one recorded lay from Daygame in the Latin country in 2024 for a testimonial by status maxing. It's not a repeatable skills because their lack of tangible, verifiable results in tougher dating markets, like the USA for Daygame, exposes their system as weak, ineffective, like their former coaches too. Besides, like I'm saying, somebody over here was a former ABC student. They switch his words in the testimonial. Therefore, it looks like he sent them a picture on on Facebook or Instagram and say thank you for whatever. ABC they wrote the entire fucking thing. They changed his words, they put in a sales letter, and he just like, oh fuck, they changed my words. And he didn't say anything because Asians are very passive. They get manipulated and they don't want to stand up because now they blame themselves by taking these ABC stuff. They didn't get laid and they had to pay for a fucking bottle of service. So in Night Game, out of nowhere, they'd just be like, okay guys, everyone tripping $100, right? We have to pay for that bottle of service. So they bring some sparklers, right? Like their Andrew Tate, the women, and they bring some bottles over, and then you can get a kiss on the cheek. And now your boot camp, you got a kiss on the cheek, and now these older guys, now they're feeling that they got scammed afterwards, but they say, listen, we'll give you another day game or another night game or another Tinder product for free if you give us a nice testimonial for Google, which is unethical. Why should they be getting free stuff that's worth something in exchange for a testimonial? Because it's fake news. All those nice reviews that they keep touting, along with their fucking press releases and their Tinder testimonials, which is not a lay count, it's a body count. This is the problem. The mystery method. That student that was former ABCs asked me, I don't get it. How does ABCs and mystery and ABCs and their former coaches, how are they connected? I thought their former coaches defected. No, mystery method is Asperger's. He believes in open, approach, attraction building, connection, seduction, and then close. London Daygame has the same structure. Open, build attraction, push-pull, teasing, assumption stories, and self-amusement, right? That's the attraction building. And then they go to comfort, which is dates and stuff like that. And then they go for seduction and close after a couple of dates. So rapport in the middle. Justin Wayne, open. He skips the attraction building, goes right to social comfort. A little bit of attraction spiced in between. Except he has an escalation ladder. Everything's the same, but for seduce, it just has a 5-step escalation ladder. Yeah, guys, you get a half hug for that. Oh, cool. I love Russian girls. Cool. I love validation. Oh, let's hold each other's hands, right? We're like boyfriend and girlfriends. Same pageology. He just moves up the ladder. It's the same fucking mystery method shit. ABC is the same thing. Approach, attract, something like that. Be in the moment, banter. I can't remember everything. C stands for connection, something else, compliance. I can't remember. D is disqualify or maybe direct intent. E is escalate, evaluate. F is friend or fuck or future, something like that. If I remember correctly. They have this structured approach, but exactly mystery method. A is for attraction. B is for bantering, all that stuff, attraction building. C is for connections, the same thing. D is for direct intent, which is seduction. This is a fucking mystery method. This is why Asians can never get ahead, because of this misery method structure of open, attract, connection, seduce, close. Same fucking structure. My students do not use this structure. Why do they have to be separate? My students can adapt them all at once. But it's not the mystery method. It's the natural method. They flirt whenever she talks more. They tease whenever she's off the line. They have to be observant, not a zombie. But mystery is so autistic, he can't even tell when women are off the line. So he needs compliance test, and he needs positive reactions, what they call IOIs. That's the thing. That's ABCs. The whole system doesn't work very well. Everything I say is true, and it keeps getting worse every single week. The more I investigate in the system, the more I interview the students, the more crazy shit that comes out. Who the fuck pays or gives a fucking free product in exchange for a testimonial? Why will you do that? Second of all, why force your students to use bottle service? You know that they'll never pay for it if you didn't blindside them last minute. Why rewrite their fucking testimonials and look at their former ABC coaches? Why use fucking written testimonials? Another coach from Vancouver before, the DSLR coaches, he just goes to Asian countries and he takes a picture with a woman in that DSLR. He has no lay proof whatsoever. He has some shitty infields that are very short. These are DSLR coaches these days. DSLR coaches are the newest fad. And he only has 2 testimonials, none of them got laid. And he has a school, SKOOL. So people flooded joining his school, but nobody got laid from it. It's just a scammer. These people are scammers. All right, let's talk about number 3. The third secret is other coaches are relying on Asperger mystery method style of open, attract, comfort, seduce model of romantic flirts, day game boot camps with alcohol crutches, and heavy bedroom escalation. They have 0 day game lay testimonials from 2023 and 2024. That's right. Let me ask you a question. If you ever bought the products before, have you ever noticed they're reposting the same bootcamp clips? Maybe the people that are new that doesn't know it, they're reposting the same fucking old bootcamp stuff from close to, it is 2019, right? Or 2021. That's 3 years ago. If it's 2019, right? That's 5 years ago. They're just posting some old shit for today, right now. They're posting old shit right now. So what if the Asians, they got laid during easy time? When the pandemic started, it was super easy. Because at that point, when the pandemic started, their money is not affected yet, like the inflation. Second of all, as soon as that happens, women are more guarded, so lesser people are approaching. It's easier to get laid during those months. Some coaches only, like in certain countries, only gets laid during the early 2000 year. And then they no longer have lay testimonials. They talk a good game. White coaches. But that's the truth. There's certain open periods where it's easier. 2020 or 2021, right in the beginning of it, easier. Those are open places, to more testimonials before that too. But they're posting that as they're new or something. And they're just like, oh, United States, they can get students laid in the United States, so they must be good. I've never been to the fucking United States teaching boot camps. And I can get even more people laid from the United States. Way more. I don't just take one clip and turn it into 10 like they do. And they stuff their playlist. They're just recycling old stuff. It's like, here's an old t-shirt. Let's recycle this shit. Let's cut it up and then put a new t-shirt out of it. But it's the same fucking old shit. It's moldy, recycled shit. Basically, they're also using the mystery method system with romantic flirts. And then later on with a bunch of romantic flirts, it's still the same structure. It's still open, attract, right? Lots of push-pulls and romantic flirts. Seduce later on with the escalation ladder. And then after that, they will pull her back home. But because they don't fit in the boyfriend-girlfriend frame for their students, they will tell their students in the beginning of the sales call, they'll say, do you want to celebrate? Do you want to celebrate after the boot camp with alcohol? And then the student says, okay. So the student will buy some alcohol and put it in the bedroom, right on the nightstand, right next to the bed. Now they say, yes, they got some alcohol into the boot camp. So they in-ear coach these people. They pull the woman home with a trillion romantic sexual flirts, mystery method style. When they get the women back home, what they do is very Machiavellian. Once the women are back at home, then they'll tell the students, hey, you have the alcohol over there, do you not? And they're like, yeah, we have the alcohol. Why are you asking? So I want you to escalate the women super hard, but below the level of grape. They're like, what do you mean? Below that level so you don't get in trouble. But I want you to escalate hard, but make her drink a lot first. And they're like, okay, because they're stupid. They're kind of bench holding and they're impressionable. But the reason why that they cannot get Daygame lay testimonials during the 2024 inflation, right? You ever wonder why is it not working? Why should it work when women have more objections during 2024? The inflation is affecting women's survival value. If it's affecting women's survival value, then she's going to give more objections. Their students cannot overcome the objections anymore. So therefore, they don't collect lay testimonials, and the whole bootcamp clip is just thrown out. So they're just basically taking the money in the boot camps, bench hold camps, and using mystery method style. That has failed. This year is the hardest. This is why they don't have Daygame lay testimonials. It's really old shit. So their methods, even the misery method derivatives, they worked during the pandemic years, 2020, 2021, for their students in maybe like some medium, easy, hard country. Not super hard, but medium, like New York or something. But they have failed in the current economic crisis. As they post old bootcamp clips back then, stuffing their testimonial playlist, like I said in the previous testimonial, one lay testimonial turns into 10 videos. One becomes 10. When my students this year, the hardest year, they're getting 8 lays and 17 lays, right? Did you know that this year, for my Italian student, I posted his video testimonials, or, you know, like this video.
My 5'8" Italian student, my 2024 student of the year for Daygame getting women who are 9 out of...
I was showing all the lay pics and everything up here. You guys can see it. I'll do it. See that? These are all lay pics from the students. You can see their faces. There's no trickery. You can see the lay pics unlike ABCs. So, and they're very attractive. They're more attractive than other dating coaches' girlfriends. And this is all from Daygame. One of them from Night Game, but they're all Daygame. They look like 9 out of 10, 8.5, 8, but mostly 9s. And even 20-year-olds. And nobody give a fuck. I could barely get 102 views on that. People are so indifferent. Like, oh, he must have some super high SMV or some shit like that. What the fuck are you talking about? Tomorrow, I'm going to have to post a video of my other Jewish white student with 17 lays, 17 in 1 year. And what's going to happen? Oh, he's white. It must be super easy because he's white looking. motherfucker, not even white people can get laid anymore during this inflation. Look at other dating coaches. It's expired. So if they're using alcohol, do you think it's going to work? That's what I'm saying. These coaches are stuck in their outdated frameworks like open, attract, comfort, seduce, combined with alcohol maxing, escalation, crutches. These strategies, do you think they work anymore? No. They don't account for modern challenges where women have heightened objections due to the economic instability, making their system irrelevant in the current dating landscape. That's right. It doesn't work anymore. How the fuck are you going to try to get her drunk and then use a bunch of romantic sexual flirts in the boot camp when in there coaching them? How the fuck are you going to overcome her objections with alcohol when she's in such a bad state of mind because of the inflation affecting her? She's going to give you like 5 objections in a row. How the fuck are you going to overcome them? You can't overcome those objections. There's too many of them. And then the students get stuck and now they say, oh, fuck, this boot camp clip. We can't use it. What are we going to do, right? Fuck, this student did not get laid. We cannot use this clip. They'd be like, mama chode, right? We cannot use this fucking testimonial, right? They bench hold. The next one, they don't get laid. Next one, they don't get laid. Like, fuck. Okay, how we trick these other Indians and other people? How can you gaslight them? Let's post some old shit and recycle it. That's how they think. Yeah, they won't know the difference in their brain. We'll just get some DSR women in the background now. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter because when it all costs, let's just gaslight the fucking Indians and the other minorities. Just gaslight them. DSR coaches. They don't know the difference. And even if they do, just say nothing. Because the money is more important. The ends justify the means. The end justifies the means. So that's the thing. That's the problem with the alcohol maxing. This is key because the data shows that these coaches have no recent success to prove their mystery method works in today's world. Students need a reliable system, a new opportunity, not fucking alcohol gimmicks or outdated tactics or some kind of Instagram clout fucking club promoter game clout fucking red pill shit in Latin countries. They need real social skills, social calibrations, emotional control, and the aeroscience game, maneuver, sexualize, objections looping. Maneuver while she flirts when she talks more, you flirt, sexualize it to the maximum in the bedroom to the point where she's giving sexual objections so you can deal with it and loop it until she says yes. It's not unethical because it's like sales. And sales, you have to overcome their objections and then they'll say yes, ethically. So even if a student does not agree that's ethical, well, what about using fucking alcohol? That's not ethical. That's like fucking getting her consent drunk. This is consensual because you have the looks, money, status, all that stuff, the whitewash tonality, all this fashion, everything. You give her what she wants and she has a little bit of objections naturally. Most of the time, they don't have objections. They just fuck. If they do have objections, you can always sexualize it in objections looping. Now you don't need alcohol. This is why my students keep getting laid in 2024, where people got so jealous of me, they start flagging my content. I wonder why. Because they're probably threatened that Johnny Elite has 56 laid in testimonials and they have 0 this year. But it's okay. I didn't flag them back. I could have. I could literally get like fucking 10, 20 accounts flagging them. See if they like it. I didn't do that. And they stopped flagging me. That's good. Ridiculous. They're threatened. These global game networks of platform scammers. These platform scammers, they have attention and they have like a false authority with this mystery method being on top. They are like the Iran. ABCs is like the Hamas. They're like the Hamas. They have nothing but these terror tunnels. All gaslighting agents. For many years, like the people that may be in this chat who were a former student on their sales letter, they all been gaslighted. They've been too scared to speak up. If you're an ABC student, a former ABC, and you were part of the alumni and you always stuck by going to their forum groups and you never feel like you could leave, you have my permission to come here. I will stand up for all of you. You're under my protection. If there are ABC students out there who did not get laid for Daygame and you're tired of it and you must get results no matter what and not be insecure and you must get that fucking result, you come here, you train with me. You denounce everything, you throw away everything they ever taught you because it's all wrong. Doesn't work. Only work one time in a Latin country. This is why their former coaches, always in Latin countries and fucking third world countries like Eastern Europe, their stuff doesn't work. Is simple because they're using status maxing. So when they come to the United States and try to teach, you should never take a boot camp from these people in the United States from their former students or former coaches. Why would you do that? They're status maxing with 4 extra points in a fucking Latin country. They come to the United States to teach. They don't get anyone laid. That's why they had to give a free day of boot camp for a Daygame. They had to give away free stuff because it doesn't fucking work. Mystery method, autistic Asperger's mystery, logical mystery, monotone mystery, like my students, the engineers, teaches another fucking engineer, ABCs, NASA engineer, teaches more fucking people. What do you expect? 15 out of 35, 12 out of 35? There is no 20 out of 35 they understand. So no wonder they're so jealous. They'll go on fucking Discord and they'll mouth me off. Now I know what you're thinking. Is how can you achieve consistent Daygame results even when these big name systems don't work into? Well, the tricky thing is that you need to focus on the arrow science. Maneuver, sexualize to the maximum, and deal with the sexual objections, looping it until she says yes. That's not unethical. It's not unethical. It's just good sales skills. They have to turn the objection into a yes, but you have to sexualize it to get the right objections. You can't just seed the poll like these tall white coaches, whatever the fuck that means. You don't just seed the poll. Seeding the poll does not mean anything because in Night Game, they're a little Asian student. They tried to seed the poll. They tried to pull this woman back home. Nothing happened. She's taller than him. What do you expect? Oh, but he has good fashion, but it's not whitewashed. You know, he got stuck. That's what happens. It's like they follow the tall coach into it. If you're a tall coach with blue eyes and stuff, of course women will see you as more value in Night Game. That's like drunk nightclub, down to fuck. But you're seeding the poll. It's easy to pull women back home. But it doesn't mean for an Asian person, if they don't maneuver, sexualize it to get the sexual objections, not the fucking logistical objections, they don't always see Asians as a sexual frame for Daygame. And their system only has one Daygame lay testimonial. If you don't flirt, you don't fuck. You can't just friend zone it with perfect body language because every time you flirt, warm becomes hot. You flirt again at the right times when she talks more, hot becomes wet. But ABC's like, what are you talking about? Don't you just use DHV stories and, push poll tactics and try to use loops that she has? No, shut the fuck up, ABCs and former coaches. It's not the fucking open attract comfort seduce Asperger's. So I've developed this Elite Bundle 2 for you to use it to master Daygame for consistent results. That's what I'm going to focus on. The last video, right, of 8 fucking lays, nobody cared. They were looking at the Elite Bundle 2 sales letter, but they were bench holding and just ignoring me like I don't exist. What the fuck? So basically, if you want to achieve results, to get Elite Bundle 2 is the most comprehensive bundle for Daygamers, offering Elite 30, Elite Playbook, Elite Daygame First Steps, and Elite Focus for Daygamers. It includes 11 Skypes now, not 10. 1.5 years for Elite Access. You get 10 minutes a day with me if you want. And it has the most late testimonials during the toughest year of 2024. The Italian student and the other Jewish white student, they took this course. Other Asians too who got laid, Indians, all these people. It's not like an overpriced $8,600 10-day romantic sexual boot camp or in a Latin country for $10,000 or $50,000 queefing cancel Casanova. This bundle provides real repeatable results for just $900. One student, 17 lays. The other guy, 8 lays for 2024. But of course, these are level 2 students. They can afford up to $1,000.